What's up? Welcome back to Dim Butlers. I am Cass, and this is
I'm Dub.
Dub. Okay.
Okay. I'm Cedric Butler, aka the Dub.
There I go laughing again already. I'm laughing already.
See?
Welcome, Butler Brigade. Hope your day is going well. So,
Brigade.
Brigade, the Butler Brigade. I said it. So this is going to be an FAQ question. I have to locate her name, but if I locate it, I will add it to this video. She had a specific question in regards to how is the banking industry in Panama City in regards to also being able to communicate with your U.S. bank. So we're just going to call it about banking. We're going to do a few things about banking. Part of the Pensionata visa process is that you need to establish a Panamanian bank. And what some of you might not know is that
bank
account. Panama as a country is one of the largest banking industries in Central America. You will see a lot of districts in Panama City, the financial district, a lot of the major banks there in Panama City. Now, what you don't see is U.S. based banks. You're not going to see Regions or Chase or Wells Fargo
that you're going to walk into.
Those banks are not there. They do have banks there. Scotia Bank, Banco General, BBC. They have a lot of banks. It is a financial district. So your money has many outlets that it can go to. But again, going back to the actual statement that you are not going to find U.S. based banks, brick and mortars that you can walk into in Panama. So
you ain't going to go to Wells Fargo?
No, you're not going to go to Wells Fargo.
Hey,
now, depending on your personal banking institution, your ATM card is going to be fine there in Panama if you would like to go to a actual ATM.
Yeah.
So
international fees.
International, you're going to have it, but that's between you and your bank. I have nothing to do with that. But again, going back, part of the Pensionata process is you must establish a bank account in Panama City that has a minimum of $5,000 added to it.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. With that, it's just like any other banking thing. You can then have a debit card or a credit card, and you're going to get access to some things. They also have what is called YAPI, Y-A-P-P-Y. It is similar to our Zelle in the U.S. And I say it's similar to Zelle and not Cash App, which some people like to say is because it is bank regulated. You have to have a bank account to use YAPI. Where with Cash App, you don't have to have a U.S. bank account to use Cash App. You can just use Cash App. YAPI does work similar to Zelle by either a phone number or...
Oh, yeah, that's how you use it.
Is it okay? It's a phone number.
Panamanian phone number.
Panamanian phone number, and you can then pay just like you can Zelle. You can send money, the person gets it, and they can accept it, that type of thing right there. So you're going to see a lot of signs in Panama City that say YAPI accepted. You cannot use YAPI unless you have a Panamanian bank account. So just note that there's not you can download. I don't know if you can download it in the States, because what will it route it to? You can download it in the States.
You can link that.
Until you have a Panamanian bank account, it doesn't work. As to the abundance of ATMs and how safe, like with all things with caution, don't just go to the corner and pick up and use money.
Yeah. Yappy warns you just like Zelle. Hey, look, you about to send money to this number. Are you sure? Yes or no?
Yes or no. Okay.
And after it's gone, when you hit yes, it's gone.
Now, something that you might want to be aware of is even doing an international wire from the U.S. to your bank. Let's say you have established now a bank in Panama City.
And you got to fund it.
And it is not going to be rapid as we are used to in the U.S.
Oh, no.
In the U.S., if I do a wire before 2 p.m., I believe it even says Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken, typically it is in that person's account in minutes. Like they will see wire is there. You paid the $30, $40, $50, whatever your bank charge, that person gets it.
Yeah, that ain't the way.
And doing an international wire, it doesn't matter how much the fee, and it doesn't matter what time it says the cutoff is. It might not be deposited into said person's account for 2 to 3 business days.
Business days.
So
Monday through Friday.
You we're just going to use rent as an example because that's just what most people are going to have to pay down there. If your rent happens to be due on the 1st and you're thinking, oh, it's the 1st, I'll go ahead and I'll just do that transaction right now. Your rent might be deemed late until it hits the actual owner's bank account, and it might not hit for 2 or 3 days later. So just be aware that it's not instant. And I don't care what the international wire fee is. It's not going to be instant. You're going to have a local Panamanian bank to actually, and I don't even know if you transfer from local Panamanian bank to local. No, we did that. We went from our bank to our owner's bank. We went from our, so we did a test. So I do have an answer for this.
It's like bill pay.
Yes, we did a test from our bank of Banco General to our owner's bank of Scotia Bank. We did a $1 transaction. He still didn't get that to the next day. It was the next day when he responded that he received it. It debited immediately. Yeah. He didn't receive it until the next day because he told me, he sent me a text message and said, I just got your dollar. So even bank to bank is not instant. So if you want instant, that's going to be yappy. I mean, that's just going to be yappy if you want instant. And I was piggybacking and saying, just a little nugget. If you're ever want to know where you can go possibly get some cash from, Panama does have casinos, a very safe place to go inside to get cash if you just want, because now they have the armed guards inside the casino that you're going to feel safe depending on how much cash you have to get. It's to go inside the casino. Not only that, then if you get large bills, you can go over to the cashier's desk and break them down. So just a little nugget there that if you're ever, I shouldn't say feel your safety is in jeopardy, because one thing about the Panamanian banks, their guards don't play. The guards don't play.
They got armed guards.
They got armed guards. They have a very high security in most of the banks to even enter. In most to enter. At Banco General, when we open up our account, think of the digital thing you have to go through. The screeners at the TSA. Well, they're one person at a time going through a double glass of those screens. You walk in, the glass door closes. You can see out of it. The glass door closes. It spins around. You have to raise your arms up. It does a 360 image of you. If they can see that there's nothing on you, then the second door will open and you can come into the bank. They do that in entering and in exiting. You still have to go through it. So rob them if you want to. You're not getting anywhere.
No, don't rob them if you want to. Don't do it.
You're not getting anywhere. And every bank has an armed security guard.
Good luck with that.
Every bank. And some have 2 and 3. So you feel very safe during your banking in Panama. If Spanish is not your known language, definitely bring a translator, in my personal opinion, if you're going to be dealing with banking, financial.
Or ask, hey, do you got somebody that's going to be able to speak English, because, or your language.
In my personal opinion, when you're dealing with finances and your money, that's not one of those things that you need to be trying to figure out that y'all understand each other. I'm just being honest. You don't know how to speak Spanish. They can barely understand your Spanish, and you're just assuming, and they're nodding. Yeah, they understand.
Money is money, though.
And you got something wrong. So don't take chances. If you have someone that can translate for you, take that person who can translate for you, or ask the bank, as my husband said, do you have someone here who speaks English?
And normally it'll be the manager. But now you got to wait for the manager.
And also note that there are apps. Banco General has an app. All their major banks have apps. They don't
for their bank.
For their bank.
And Yappy has their own app. Or if you're with a bank that has Yappy, which all of them does, there's a Yappy portion of their app. So there's no reason to, if you got a bank account already with in the country you're in, then you don't need to download Yappy by itself. And then everybody got Yappy.
And my husband has set up almost all our bills. No, all of them. All of our bills in Panama, he set them up with either bill pay or he pays them with Yappy. Because even the clients, the accounts have Yappy acceptance as well. So you don't have to, he added this in another video, go physically old school, cash in hand to said business and go pay your bill unless that's just something you just
want to do that.
Personally want to do. So all of our major bills, internet, electric, even our rent to our landlord, that's it.
And our
cell phones. And our cell phones. I know I was missing one, are all paid digitally. we do the same thing in the United States.
Sure
So
do.
we don't want that to be something like, oh, okay, well, that's what y'all had to do because you're not going to be there. No, 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 no. We live a digital life.
Yeah.
We don't really want to have all this paper and killing trees and got to go open the mail to check and see what's the bill right. Us ourselves, we just happen, our husband, again, that's that financial side. He has all of our bills going on one credit card.
Yep.
And
Points.
we can get points. We can use them for rewards. And then it also, just in case there is a misbilling, it's not depleting our primary living account as far as checking account.
You don't want your checking account exposed to an error.
Yes.
You don't.
So just in case there was a $900 electric bill.
That's cold, man. That's cold.
Just in case there was, it wouldn't deplete our living expenses. It's going on a credit card.
Yes.
So that's it. If I can think of that, all I can think of with banking. Oh, as far as banking, this is a nugget. At least for Banco General, that's all we can talk about.
Yeah.
When you go to establish the account, and we went with our attorney because that was one of his services that he provides, is helping you establish your bank account. And I'm glad he was there because he speaks English, obviously, because we don't speak fluent Spanish, so he speaks English. Your passport signature when opening the account.
Oh God. That's
Your
a story.
passport signature must match exactly.
At the bank when they start
the
doing
bank.
the paperwork. I can't tell you how many times I had to re-sign stuff.
You will even do this when it's time for your pensionata visa or your temporary, your cedula, whatever you want to call it. However you sign that, it needs to match. One thing about the Panamanian government, they check the penmanship of the signature. So I want that clear on what I'm talking about signing. I don't mean that if your name is Robert E. Smith, but you normally sign your name Bobby Smith. I don't mean that.
That ain't gonna fly.
I mean, however your penmanship was. If you normally make your R's a certain way or your A's a certain way, however that is on your passport, it needs to match precisely.
Right. But also if you're Robert and you sign Bobby, that ain't gonna do it.
Now, make sure. We had a friend that asked us the other day, how do you need to sign your passport? And I guess for some people, they never asked anyone how do they need to sign their passport. Legally, by the U.S. government, or that's all I can talk about, because I can't talk about any other country's passport, your signature is supposed to match however the name is printed on your passport.
Exactly.
Exactly. My name personally on my passport has one S in it. However, I was taught to spell my name with two S's. It does not matter how I want to sign my name. I have to sign my name on that passport exactly how it appears. Those of you who happen to, so go get your passport right now. And if you're unsure how you signed it, make sure it matches precisely, especially if you're going to be relocating to Panama, because Panama government checks that signature.
Yeah.
They check it.
Sure do.
So this is a time for you to clear that up right now. If you did anything different, if you didn't include your middle name, if you only did the middle initial, I don't know what to tell you. And that's all I can tell you, because they do check it. Yeah. And when I say they check it, we had to do our signatures a couple of different times on documents, because they look at that passport and they go, yeah, it don't match.
Yeah. Well, I was more than just a couple.
They literally said, yeah, it don't match. And I don't mean like we misspelled something. I mean the penmanship wasn't the exact same. That's how much they check it.
Yeah.
So I hope they can give you a little bit of nuggets. Once again, we try to answer our frequently asked questions. This one was about the banking industry in Panama and how equivalent is it to the U.S. and how can the U.S. bank communicate in regards to the Panamanian bank. I hope that answered everything. Sounds like you got something you want to add there.
Well, just if you're here in America, go to your American bank. Well, first of all, you've done that trip already down there. You got your bank established. Now you're back in the States. Go to your bank, have them set up your transfers, your monthly transfers.
Okay.
So you don't have to keep worrying about it.
And in case you're not sure what he's talking about, he's basically saying he doesn't want to have to be remembering, let's just say the 28th of the month. Oh, did I transfer $1,500 over to our Panamanian bank on the 1st? He just wanted it automatically set up that it's going to go bank to bank all the time. All the time. It doesn't matter where we are. If we happen to be drinking pina coladas on the beach somewhere, he's not sitting there trying to get Wi-Fi, trying to do a transfer.
Right.
It's already done. So that can also happen in your bank, just in case you're wondering. You can do that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
That was it. All right. Until next time, like, share, follow, comment.
Subscribe. Tell you it's magic.
And with that, we're out.
Peace.